I don't remember his name. Came along and he asked me about giving him an acre of land up here to build a school. Right away I told him yes. I didn't hesitate. I didn't feel around. So we came up here then and we looked it over. Finally, in the end, then we came and measured it. And I gave them half a manzana. I think an acre is 48 yards and a half. This is half a manzana is 50 yards. And a manzana is 100 square yards. And then we measured it out, and that's how you all got this. And then we talked about we're going to give this with this agreement that if it comes of no value in the final years to come, the property will return back to the heirs to do, And here recently now I'm changed that around. Listen to it now. In case, like what we talk about, we're just talking, you see. If it proves a failure, we just say that. The property do not return to the heirs, because put that in black and white too. The heirs and you all will get together then, if you're not going to use it, and sell the whole thing. The money that you all puts on the buildings and that it belongs to you all. The money from the sale we're standing on that will go to the what they call it now, to the United States, where they take the money, our money, and gives it to send to the end of the world to preach the word of God.
Mission,
So,
the aid.
the mission what?
The aid.
Yeah, the mission aid for the money for the property, then will go to them to send and preach the word of God to the ends of the earth.
Amen.
So my children then, if it just says prove the failure, nothing comes to them, You got to put that in writing too. And when I give in a document with this piece, I can mention it then also, that both pieces then come the same. How can I ask the story over that? Now, what do you want me to tell you about next
I
now?
would like to tell about the dimensions of this, so that when we're figuring into, where we could put facilities, to add on to, and for the educational and housing and so forth, that we can, that we know the dimensions of the property.
Well, you got 80 from there to this post. And we got 3/8 suspended 4. That's 240 feet plus 12 more to go down. So it's 252 feet from here down to the corner. From that corner goes across, I guess it's around 100 feet, because that corner is wider than this one, see? So now that's the dimension of the piece of property. 252 will say by 80 on this end and 90 on the other end. That's the dimension of this piece of property. And I'm giving this all to you all to build whatever you want to build. That'll be for you all. And as I said, if you prove it a failure, well then you get together and sell everything, and the money from the building goes to you all, and this money from the sale goes to the people in the States that send the aid, that send the money, give the money to preach the word of God to the ends of the earth. That's what I want.
Well, thank you, Mr. Flynn, and
Nice meeting you.
God bless you.
My name is Bashful.
Bashful Pat. All right.
When I grew up, I was always bashful, You know why? My people were poor, And when I was young, pulled up my front teeth and I could not, mother, my father had passed away, and we could not replace them. Went to the dentist and all, he told me how much money for the mother didn't have, because I was young. And then after that, just before that, I got an accident. See that there? You see it? That's why this eye has to follow this one. The accident weakened the left eye. Or otherwise, today I would have been a retired captain on Utila. Do you know why? I got it up here. Aboard of the ship, there with the captain and the mate. I happened to be a AB when I went back to the ship I was on it before. And believe it or not, the captain and the mate the old-time radar, you know, you got to look down it, and the circumference of the compass there is 260 degrees, and every degree represents so many miles, you know. And each circle as it comes up, each circle represents so many degrees, and each degree represents so many miles. So when it came the first time, I was not ready. Well, they caught me off balance. Come to the wheel. I said, if you all come back while I'm to the wheel, I'm going to show you all I had a day's school. 12.5 an hour they came. And they gave out the full mathematics right there in my presence, and my brain is open. And the world knows that this is the mathematics sum, and this is no little place. And they want to see whether that ship coming behind was gaining on it or losing. So they see right in the radar. And they give it a ball. And when they passed, when they turned and to go in the chart room, I told them the distance of what was happening. The mate said, no, we got to go to the pencil. So 2 minutes after that, the mate came out. Well, the mate and the captain up in the room and talking, because both men loved me, you know, they just like me. When the mate came out, smiled and laughed. He says, Flynn, you are correct. Why don't you study to become an officer? See what I mean? Well, because you have to hold 20 vision. I hold 20 in the right one, but 20 minus in the left. So that's why I'm not a retired captain today. I'm descended from Irish, and that's where the brain in the world. There's no better brain came to the United States than from Ireland. Because the Kennedys were the president, intelligent people, plus President Reagan. He went over there a couple of years to see his descendants. You know what I mean? So good brain come from over that way. Yeah, I'm not kidding you. My father could take your hand and read like a gypsy, tell you all your life. My father, I can't do nothing there, but it's something left in here that I can't.
I want to take a picture.
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
My schoolmate the other night, just about a month ago, talking out there on the bench, talking, you know. And we talking one thing, then the other. His name is Ed Wilson. Every night you see him walking uptown like that, you know. His name is Ed Wilson. We all went to school together, came over here. And we talking about mathematics down there. You know what he said to me? He says, Pat, you are gifted to that.
I had been all over Pat Flynn's property, and it was a real experience to see everything growing here on the island, and mainly in his farm. But he told me that he had something special for me here on the property, and that we'd finish up this video production with a surprise. And this morning he said he had something for me that neither gold nor silver could buy. And
That's right.
And what did you mean when you said gold and silver can't buy?
I mean to say you can't buy it. You can't buy it. It's a gift given to you.
You know, this is really what the Lord has in store for us. That when we want to help the youth of the island, that with their education, that no money can buy, is when we have property dedicated to the Lord, and that we.
Well, as you can see, this is where a cave used to be, and this is where Robinson Crusoe built his cave in the rocks. And there's the hotel up on the hill where
I can get around the tree.
Robinson Crusoe used to go up on the hill to look out onto the harbor of Utila. It's an incredible story. Utila is the island where Robinson Crusoe spent 28 years. He shipwrecked right here. He was a pilot.
No, I didn't get any of that.
Well, right beneath this coconut tree used to be a well, and this is right around where Robinson Crusoe's cave used to be. So right here is where Robinson Crusoe got his water for his daily use. Okay, right in the little well right here, but it has been filled out and no longer in use. Now you can take a view up at the hotel from here.
That's all the rock.
As you can see, that's where the airport is today, and that's where he used to watch for the dories with the cannibals in it. The cannibals belong to the black Caribs. They're very dark skinned with straight hair. And one group used to bring their captives over here by the airport and feast on them. The other group, Friday's group, would take it on the north side. So he would spend some time right here, watching out, looking out at the harbor. Incredible, eh? Let's go up a little further and see if we could see. He used to probably be able to see the bay down this way too, but some of these trees have probably grown up. So.